Yo guys, it's Jim and Brian here from DrinkABeerandPlayAGame. That's right, I'm doing the intro. Anyway, we're doing the top 5 of basketball games. So, why are we not doing the top 10 like we normally do? Well, to be honest with you, there's only 10 basketball games and the bottom 5 are really not worth your time, or your money, or your energy, or your beer, or your beer money, or your beer energy. I ran out of combinations. Anyway, on to the list.
Number 5.
So number 5, it may be a shock to some of you, and trust us, it was a shock to me and Jim. We have to go with Tecmo NBA Basketball. Now, right off the bat, we heard Tecmo, we thought, oh man, this is going to be awesome. The intro loaded, the sounds, the sights, it was all pointing to a game very similar to Tecmo Super Bowl, which was our favorite NES football game. And then we started the game. Oh boy, were we let down. Really confusing control, switching between your characters was not intuitive and it was just a pain in the dick. Even though this was the only game on the NES of fully licensed NBA teams, it went for that realistic simulated basketball experience way more than we wanted. Nobody likes seeing the action stopped in a video game for a goddamn penalty, especially when it's just in an 8-bit game. They should have stuck to the more arcade feel like the Tecmo Super Bowl game, but they decided let's make it more realistic, and unfortunately it didn't turn out so well. However, we will say the presentation is really nice as you would expect. There's plenty of good cutscenes, the sounds and music are really solid, and the graphics, they're middle of the road. Either way, it's number 5 on our list. It's unfortunate it couldn't have been much higher.
Number 4.
Number 4, we are going with That's God! Every time!
I have to hear that one more time!
But it says it in the game. Anyway, Double Dribble, the classic NES game, the classic arcade port. Now, why is it number 4 and not higher up? Well, I guess we just didn't like it as much as a lot of other people out there. Once again, we mentioned before, the hot zones can break the game if you know what you're doing. But we're going to give credit where it's due. It's a very impressive game, especially for a first effort. It was an early game for the NES, especially in America. If you want a bare-bones, straightforward basketball game, it's hard to find a better deal than this, especially 5-on-5. Honestly, there's not a lot to say here. It's a plain old good game. It's nothing world-breaking, but hell, we had a good time with it.
Number 3.
Alright, so coming in at number 3, I'm going to have to go with Round Ball 2-on-2. This game, it's odd. If you look at the scores we gave it, it probably shouldn't be this high on our list. But in all fairness, me and Jim just had fun with it. It was like a more updated 2-on-2 take than the earlier NES games. Did it offer anything new? Not really. So because the controls are so simplistic and the gameplay is just so straightforward, the games you have with your buddies can become really intense. Me and Jim, we were neck and neck the whole time. But alas, at the end, I beat him by 1 point with this sweet 3-pointer.
Goddamn buzzer beater bullshit!
What I tried to explain to Jim is, when you have a Quinn shooting, he never misses. Anyway, like I was trying to say, this is your most basic basketball game for the NES. If you just want to have simple fun, you can't go wrong with this game. So make sure you go try it out.
Number 2.
Number 2, Oops! That's right. The first 2-on-2 game on the NES for basketball gets that real backyard playground feel. And you know what? It may not be, in the end, the prettiest, or maybe have the best presentation, which it still does pretty well, mind you. But it's just a fun game. It's really fast-paced. There's very minimal fouls. The controls work fine enough. The gameplay is really fun. It's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's the first one to have, distinct player characters, and finding the combinations is all part of the fun. This is just one that we really enjoyed, and we don't have a lot of negatives to say about it, so that's why it's here.
Number 1.
And finally, we're down to number 1. And folks, before I get to it, I don't want to call myself the Nostradamus of the late 2000s. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
No one calls you that.
Jim, call me it!
No.
Well, why don't we go back to this... No! Why don't we go back to this clip where I say that I don't predict any game is going to beat arch rivals for the NES.
I'm taking a pee break through this.
Yeah, so if you watched our review for Arch Rivals, I made the statement that I did not see any basketball game dethroning it as the best on the NES. And surprise, surprise, we couldn't find any. Now, granted, there's only 10 games, so there's not a huge selection, but don't doubt my goddamn skills! So anyway, Arch Rivals. What's not to love about this game? This came from the same company who would go on to make NBA Jam, which, maybe for a later list, is probably one of the best, if not the best, basketball game ever made. Arch Rivals gives you arcade-style fun with just enough realism where you don't think it's over the top. You can punch your opponents. Who the hell doesn't love to punch your opponents? And you get a Danny DeVito lookalike ref. What else do you need? Well, add in some smooth controls, some very solid sound, and some nice little cutscenes. There's really nothing to complain about when you look at this game. And when you stack this up compared to all the other NES basketball games, there's really no arguments here. We can't say enough good about this game. It's probably not the best sports game on the NES, but it's definitely the best basketball game. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking out this video. And if you agree with our list, let us know. And if you don't, we are really interested to hear what you think. Especially if you don't think Arch Rivals is number one, because we were hard-pressed to make a case for any other game than this. We hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure you give us a like if you enjoyed it, or, even better yet, why not subscribe? Till next time, guys, cheers.